Well, hi there, everyone. Thanks so much for showing up here in Math Learning. This is Mr. Jennings, and we are looking at polynomial algebra. Well, you might be looking at my face and wondering why you are. I'll put myself over there, and we'll get going. All right, so this is these are foundational algebra skills that we want to have really at a high level and just at an automatic level so that we can answer questions quickly and efficiently and accurately. So the first thing that we've been asked to do is simplify. We're not solving for anything, we're just tidying up by collecting like terms. Like terms are things like 3x and 7x. If I do 3x minus 7x, then that's going to be negative 4x, right? 3 minus 7 is minus 4, and they're x's. If I had something like 3x minus 4y, those are not like terms. X is not the same thing as y, so we could not collect those. So here I got minus x minus 7x plus 5y. Okay, I'm going to do all those first. So I'm going to use the equals sign. That's a contract between you and your reader that says what's coming next is the same as what's above, or left and right, same. And so I'm going to say, minus x minus 7x plus 5y. I'll write that there next. Okay, so I'll just group those. And then I got these that I can group as well. These are numbers, so I'll group them together. 5 plus 1 minus 6. Oh, that's positive 5, so I join it with a plus. Now I can go ahead and collect like terms. Okay, so I notice that x and 7y are like terms, so are 5, 1, and negative 6. They're like terms, but those are the only sets of such like terms. So I have minus 8x plus 5y. He can't really interact with anyone at the party. He doesn't chat. All right, and then plus 5 plus 1 minus 6 happens to be 0. So this is done final answer. I might put a square box around it and say, look at that, Mr. Jennings, I did it correct. Moving on, we might have things like this where we have to tidy up some x squareds and linear x's. So I might rewrite, and the trick here is that I might rewrite this in front, 18x squared, and then put the other like term right next to it, minus 7x squared. And I grouped them that way with the positive 8x minus 7x after, because it's easier to do 18 minus 7 rather than minus 7 plus 8. I think I will make fewer errors, so I group it this way. And then I, for a similar argument, group 9x minus 4x next. Notice that this moved, but the whole thing moved. The sign, the number, all of it moved its order. Now I can just do this. This is 11x squared plus 5x. 18 minus 7 is indeed 11. And 9 minus 4 is indeed 5. So I might go ahead and remove my weird arrows and put a nice box around that, suggesting that that is done, finished, final answer. Okay, then we might find ourselves in these situations where we have brackets with nothing to do inside them, but we have this multiplication. That notation, when you have number right next to a bracket, means please multiply that number by the whole bracket. So we're going to use the equal sign again to tell our reader that what comes next is the same. And I'm going to do this multiplication by multiplying 2 times negative 6s. That will be negative 12s. And then 2 times negative 8 is negative 16 multiplied by t. Okay, so I have to remember to do both of these multiplications. If I forget one, I'm wrong. It's just not correct anymore. All right, this minus 10t is going to hang out and wait for friends to get together. But we're going to now do this minus 2 multiplied by t multiplied by 7s. So that's minus 2t minus 14s. One moment, please. Okay, let's carry on. So we've done our distributions in both cases, and now it's time to collect like terms. So I might group the s's first, 12s minus 14s. And then I notice all these are already grouped. So let's go. That's going to be minus 28t. And then I just put those s's together, minus 26s minus 28t. Okay? This is all we're doing, is tidying things up and getting all the stuff in the same place. That's it. Last type of skill that we have here is multiplying binomials times binomials. A binomial, so first of all, multiply. This indicates multiply the contents of that bracket by the contents of that bracket. In this case, they're both binomials inside the bracket, and a binomial means two, like binoculars, two number piece. So there they are, one number piece, two number piece, joined by addition or subtraction. Addition and subtraction are basically the same thing. So how do we do this? Well, many of you will use what's called the FOIL method, which stands for the first terms in each bracket, the outer terms, the inner terms, I don't know why I'm having trouble, and then the last ones. Okay, so here is first times first. We got to do this multiplication. So I use the equal sign, and 2x times 3x gives us 6x squared. The x is now squared because we have two copies of x multiplying one another. So that means square. Okay. And then 2x times 9 is plus, because it's a positive number, 18x. Then we have to do inner. Negative 3 times 3x, and that's minus 9x. And then the last terms are minus 3 times 9 is minus 27. And we are not done, because we recognize that those two are like terms. The rest of them are not. The rest of them have like x squareds. That's different than an x. The constant is different. So this is equal to 6x squared plus 9x. Because if I have positive 18 degrees and it gets 9 degrees colder, it's now 9 degrees. Positive 9. And then minus 27, and we are done. Final answer. Now, what if you had something like this? Let's do it in a different color, back in black. Okay. For these, we are squaring the contents of the bracket. So with anything, you can use expanded form if you want to investigate this. And multiply things by themselves. 5x squared minus y to the 5. And then we go ahead and we're going to do our first times first, which is 5 times 5 is 25. X squared times x squared is we add the exponents in this case. Okay. And then we'll do outer times outer. And so that will be minus, because it's negative y times 5. So minus 5 x squared y to the 5. Okay. And then we're going to do inner times inner. That's going to be, oh my goodness, minus 5 x squared y to the 5. And then finally, and when I say finally, I know you mean the last times the last. A negative times a negative is a positive. 5 copies of y multiplying 5 copies of y means we are multiplying 10 copies of y total. We add the exponents in this case. So this will be y to the 5 plus 5. And now we can go ahead and simplify that completely. This is 25x to the 4 minus 10x squared y to the 5 plus y to the 10. And these are your polynomial algebra skills, okay? Many of the skills that you will need. All right, so just to jump down here, we did some of these together. I believe we did number 24. So I'll show you number 24. I'm just going to bring this out, show you this one, put this back up. and get it into a blank space. Okay, so we're going to do that, this, there we go. So first thing that I would do if I was working on this on a separate sheet of paper is copy the problem out. So we've got 3x minus 4 times x plus 5 minus 2 multiplied by x plus 3 x minus 4. All right? Now, we're going to use equal sign. I like to let that 3 hang out outside and do this first. X squared plus 5x minus 4x minus 20. End the bracket. Okay? That was all of these multiplications. Check them yourself and you will learn. Next, we want to go ahead and do these ones. Minus 2 can hang out there. And then I get x squared minus 4x plus 3x minus 12. Okay? Now, we go ahead and work the next bit, which will look like this. We're going to simplify in those brackets. So we've got 3x squared plus x minus 20. Okay. Minus 2 multiplied by x squared minus x minus 12. Did I do this wrong in class today? I don't know. Now we get to distribute these in, but it's a triple distribution. Mario jumps on 3 Goombas to get a high score. So that's 3x squared plus 3x minus 60. And then negative 2 is the thing we're going to distribute in here. Okay, so that's negative 2x squared plus 2x plus 24. Okay, because negative times negative is a positive. And now we collect like terms. This is like with that. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So x squared. 3x plus 2x is plus 5x. And minus 60 plus 24 is minus 36. Done. And then what you do is you check your work against the answer, and we see that, yes, that is the answer that was given. And that's the reason why the answers are there. So you can check your work and make sure you're getting this and on the right track. Not because the answers themselves are important. So I hope that clarifies polynomial algebra, and in the future I'll be able to shoot these videos in class because I now know how to work the equipment a little better. All right, thank you so much for showing up for your learning, everyone. Any questions, hit me up by email. Otherwise, find me in class. I remain your humble master servant, Mr. Jennings. Bye for now.